Hello everyone, and welcome to Angularjs on Codecademy. So, our last course was on HTML and CSS. The course before that was on JavaScript. So now that we know both of those things, or actually the three of those things, we can put them all together to make something better. So this is what this course is about. Let's see what we can do then. So AngularJS, or JavaScript, is a JavaScript web framework aimed to make web apps simple to build and easy to maintain. We'll start by building a simple AngularJS app. So I will split this first section up in two parts. Just a note, after making this app, we'll generalize a few steps that can be used to build more complex apps. So by the end of this course, you'll be able to use this sequence of steps to jumpstart your own AngularJS apps. So let's just read the instructions and do the usual thing. I will slightly resize these things because I don't like how they have set it out. If it's going to allow me to do it, it's slightly laggy for some reason. Oh, no, don't do that. Do not do that, whatever I just did. Okay, I'll come back. I have no idea what was going on there, but I just reloaded the page. So, let's get started by making a simple AngularJS app. We'll explain each step in the next exercise. Okay, so in app.js, type in the context exactly, the contents, not the context, exactly as you see it here. So variable app equals angular.module_myApp. So we are making a new variable called app, and we are giving it some value that we're going to learn about. So open up index.html, I'm guessing it's going to be here, yep, here we go. Modify the body tag so it looks like this. So let's find the body tag, and if you don't know what these are, then I recommend that you watch my HTML course. It covers everything that we're going to be talking about HTML. So here's the body tag, body ng-app equals my app. But there are some things that even in that course we haven't learned, because this is also slightly new, such as this, what we're currently doing. Okay, and this isn't my favorite environment, but it doesn't matter. Open up JS controllers. Okay, main controller.js. Type in the contents exactly as you see here. Well, I'll just copy it then, if that's what it wants me to do. So app.controller, I have no idea what that does. Okay, we will learn later on. Run. And to open the next task, or next instruction, go to index.html, modify the div class. Which one? Is there only one? Div class equals main. Oh, okay, modify that tag so it looks like something else. So this tag, so it looks like this. Okay, and there we go. Let's run and continue with the next instruction once that is finished. And in index.html, same place again. Inside div class main, is there another one? Maybe. Nope, it's the same one. Modify the h1 tag element so it looks like this. Okay, so I just need to put that in between those two. There we go. And view the AngularJS app in the browser by visiting that. So the top sellers in books context appears heading on the page. So something like that. Let's run, and hopefully it's gonna allow us to go on the next one. But first of all, I will actually check this out, if it's going to load properly. Oh, this is localhost 8000. Okay, so this is what it would look like, I guess, whatever we just made was. So let's move on, because we don't really know what it is. So let's learn. Awesome, you built an AngularJS app. So how does it work then? in app.js we created a new module named myApp. So this. A module contains the different components of an Angularjs app. So then in index.html, so in here, we added body ng-app equals myApp. So the ng app is called a directive. It tells AngularJS that the myApp module will live within the body element. So term the application's scope. In other words, we use the ng-app directive to define the application scope. In main-controller.js, so that was in here, we created a new controller named main-controller, as you can see there. A controller manages the app's data. Here we use the property title to store a string and attach it to scope. So what was the title? Property title. So scope attached, title attached to scope. And in main controller becomes available to use within div class equals main. So inside that div class equals main, we added scope.title using the title, and this is called an expression. Expressions are used to display values on the page. The value of title showed up when we viewed the app in the browser. So as you can see, so let's actually go into the index.html. Here, instead of title showing up just in the raw form, what actually shows up is top sellers in books. It's not titles literally. So the value of title, yeah, okay, we already saw that. So let's see the instructions. Both the controller, main controller, and the view index.html have access to scope. This means we can use scope to communicate between the controller and the view. So in the controller, change the value of title to your own string. So when I change this string, and this is a string, if I remove that, it's not going to work because it just won't. Okay, it's not because it just won't, because it's not a string after I remove that, basically. So if I want to change what this says, then I just change this, and it instantly changes it, hopefully. Let's see. So let's run. Yeah, as you can see, once I ran it, it changed it. And that's because probably it had to compile or something. But if this was in HTML straight away, well, yeah, if it was in HTML straight away, that would change straight away in the preview. So likewise, any new properties attached to scope will become available to use in the view. So in the controller, attach promo to scope and set its value to your own string. So we can easily do that by copying this over, or actually no, not copying that, we just copy this and put it there. Instead of title here though, we put promo, and then we change this to, I don't know, my other new string. There we go. Run, and there we go. I think, yep. In the view under h1 element, so that's going to be in our HTML, add an h2. So a heading 2. Heading 2. Ooh. Oh, it adds the tag in the closing tag straight away. That's quite neat. Element, and use an expression to display promo on this page. So we can easily do that by doing this and putting title inside. Oh no, not title, I meant promo, because that's what our new string is called. So this is going to be smaller because it's a heading 2. Let's see. Yep, as you can see, that is definitely smaller than hello world, and we can move on. So far, this is our typical workflow when making an AngularJS app. So create a module and use ng-app in the view to define the application scope. Create a controller and use ng-controller in the view to define the controller scope. Add data to scope in the controller so they can be displayed with expressions in the view. So our instructions, let's add more data to the controller and display them in the view. So, okay, let's shrink that a bit because it's annoying. In our view, so no, it's not going to be message image. It's probably going to be there. So, okay. Or in controllers. So let's add more data to attach another property of scope named product. So it's going to be in the controllers, so in main controller, and we want to paste that, but instead of title, again, change it to product because we're selling books now. And the book of trees. Oh, it's the book of trees. And it's a title. And it also has a price now. So let's try this. Oop, nope, I meant to put this in here. And then also a price of 19. That shouldn't have a semicolon, it should have a comma, and it should have a name. Let's run it and see if that's correct. And there we go. So that's what you do if you want to add multiple properties. So you put a curly brace, you put curly braces, and then inside you put the multiple properties. Then in index.html, inside p class title, inside here, access the product's name with product.name, and display it using an expression. So if you remember in JavaScript, then you will know that well, this is kind of a dictionary, and to access an element in a dictionary you have to access the first the key. So once you access the key called name, you get whatever is stored under it, so you unlock whatever is stored in the secret chest, sort of to say. And what that is the book of trees. If you ask for if you give the key price, then you are given 19. So let's go back into HTML and we can use that. Inside that is p class title, so in here we want to access it with product name. I believe it's done like this, product.name, and display it using an expression. Run. Come on, if it's gonna want to load, there we go. So if you want to display something from your controllers, then you use the curly braces inside your HTML, and they are doubled. So then step 3, in p class equals price, we want to display the product's price. So we can easily just copy this over, and instead of name we can put price, and we can run it and we can move on. So let's just check this out at the bottom. As you can see, we got the title, the book of trees, and where's the price? Ah, there we go. The price is there, 19. And it's there because that's how they decided to style the website. So let's move on. Well done. In the controller you used an object to group together related data about a product. Then in the view you used a dot notation to display the values. So instructions, currently the product price shows up as a number. It would be better to format it as a currency. So rather than change the data in the controller, let's use Angularjs Filter. So something to do with filter to format the data in the view. So to format something in the view, you go into index.html or in the HTML code. So in index.html, which is where we are right now, in p class equals price, change the expression to look like this. So instead of just having price, we want also to have that, oops, not that, that and currency. And how you get that key, well, at least on my keyboard, is shift and left shift and the key right next to my left shift to the right, but I think it might be different for different keyboards. I just look for either a straight line going up, it's not an I, or two dashed lines which are vertical. But once you type it in, it looks like one line. It's quite weird. So let's run and we'll explain how it works in the next exercise, which we are going to do. So here we go. Let's see what's actually, so how that is displayed now is it puts point and then puts two decimal places as well as a symbol. I'm guessing that the USD symbol, or CAD I guess, is by default, so you probably have some choice to format that as well. So let's see then. Grade the product price changed from a number to a formatted currency. So how does it actually work? Angularjs gets the value of product price, so the number or integer in this case, actually the integer 19. It sends this number into the currency filter, so we put the filter after the pipe, and then the pipe symbol takes the output on the left and pipes it to the right. So the filter outputs a formatted currency with the $sign and the correct decimal places. In this way, filters help to separate the content in the controller from its presentation in the view. So what I actually want to test out is what's going to happen if I just put 0.1. Is it going to show 0.100 or, okay, so it shows 0.10. Okay, that's quite interesting. Let's run, and now let's actually look at the instructions and do what they ask me to. So AngularJS comes in with a few more built-in filters. Let's use two more. Fair enough. In main controller.js, so in here, add a third property named pubDate. Okay, sure, let's do that. So that looks like a tuple to me. Don't forget the commas in between different elements of a dictionary as well. So we have, I think that's a tuple, it might also be a list, I don't know. It's usually a tuple when it's with parentheses. So new date, there we go, we have copied and pasted that. And hopefully it's correct, yep. In index.html, inside pClassDate, in here, display the product's pubDate. Okay, I will copy, well, it's better to actually copy that. And then instead of that, we'll have pubDate. And let's see, there we go. Format the product's pubDate by piping it to into the data filter. Okay, but what filter? Oh, data filter. Date filter, not data filter. Run. So I'm guessing now it's going to format it so it looks like a normal piece of code. So let's see what it actually looked like before. I really wanted to see that, but I forgot to do that. So with the filter it looks kinda normal. So now it looks quite weird. But let's put the filter back in. And it still looks weird because the 8 should be before the April, but oh well. If you are American, then it will look right for you. But no matter. Format the product's name by piping it to the uppercase filter. Oh, so that's another filter you can use. It's just going to put all of the letters in uppercase. At least that's my guess. Let's run, and all of those letters there should be uppercase. There we go. So let's move on to our last exercise for today. So let's do a quick review. A module contains the different components of an AngularJS app. A controller manages the app's data, an expression displays values on the page, and a filter formats the value of an expression. Let's add more data to the controller and display them in the view. So in the controller, delete the scope.product object. Okay, that's quite easy to do. Usually deleting things is quite easy. That was just a whole step. That's interesting. Attach a new property to scope named products. Sure, you should have just told me to change the names of it, but whatever. And products, and it has different elements, so we want curly braces. And oh, actually it has different braces or brackets, whatever you want to call them. Okay, let's see what it does with those. It's like more like a list than a dictionary. So attach a new property to scope named product, set it equal to an array of objects. So yeah, now it's an array. Type in the contents exactly as you see here. So now this is going to be the element at, how to call it, at key 0, because that's how arrays work, and this is going to be the element at key 1. So if you ask for products to give you the key of 1 using square brackets this time, it's going to give you this whole thing. And if you ask it to give you the key of 1, it's going to give you this thing. So let's run, and hopefully there's going to be an example. If there isn't, I will put one in. And good. In the view inside div class main, and let's find that. There we go. Delete the div class equals colmd. Where is that? Ah, here we go. Yeah, I believe it's that one. Div class main, and it wants me to delete this whole thing. Okay, sure. Is it going to delete this though? No. Is that what I need to do? Replace it with this HTML. Type in the contents. Why am I saying context today? Exactly as you see here. Let's run. I have a feeling this the instructions are kind of twisted. And okay, so that is what you need to do. Let's see if the page looks right. I have a feeling it's not gonna look completely correct. No, it doesn't. So we don't have what's it called, a price or a title for this one. And that's the very last one. So it's going to be this one. And that is the Book of Trees. Well, we actually have that. Oh no, that's the image of Book of Trees. Okay, I will come back once I figure this out. Oh, okay. So I restarted the task and I got to the same, to the step 2. I finished step 2 and came before step 3. So what it means by deleted is delete the whole thing. And if you delete the whole thing and copy and paste this in, then everything should work fine. Let's see. You'll see that both products have the same cover image. So let's fix this bug in the next exercise. And that's going to be in the next lesson. And now we only have 2 books, and that is what we want. So yeah, this is what we're going to be doing from now on until the next course, which I don't know what it's going to be. It might be jQuery, because that also involves both HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But until then, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Comment, give me some feedback if you're enjoying it so far. How are you finding it? I hope it's not too difficult. I know that we are implementing quite a few new things, but in programming you just have to learn new things every day. And if you dislike this video, please give it a dislike and tell me what you didn't like about it in the comments down below, so that I can improve for next time, so that you do enjoy it next time. But until that next time, thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye.